Hello there Whipplings, and once again welcome back to another mod showcase. Today I'm going to be showing off the Ipod mod, which adds a fully functional iPod into the game, which has applications that you can download or like install and stuff like that, which you can use to blow up your world. That's probably one of the most extreme things you can do with this thing. And you can also like set the weather to clear if you don't want any more rain. And there's loads of applications to fiddle around with, and some of them are more useful than others. But yeah, better start off by showing you how to actually craft this iPod. And by the way guys, if you could shoot for 500 likes on this mod showcase, that would be awesome. The crafting recipe for this is quite complex, and there's loads of new items that you're going to need to craft first. And these are all the constituent parts for the iPod itself. So let's just start off with the iPod cover, which is crafted using 7 iron ingots, and also some electric wire. And then once you've crafted this, you're going to have to go ahead and craft the next part of it, which is the iPod display. And this is crafted using 4 gold, some glass, and then some more electric wire. And if you're wondering how you craft electric wire, because it's a very crucial component, you're going to need 2 string, some rose red dye, some lapis, and some redstone. And that gives you 2 electric wire. So next up is the iPod battery, and this is very important because without this you're not going to even be able to use your iPod. So this one is crafted using 4 iron ingots, 2 electric wire, and then also some coal. But next up we also have the engine. Don't know why this is called an engine. Normally I'd associate engine with like machines and cars and stuff, not really a electronic device or anything like that. I'd probably call this like a processor, not really an engine. But yeah, this is crafted using 3 iron ingots, 2 redstone, and some more electric wire. And then once you've crafted all of the different parts, you put them all together in your crafting grid, along with some more electric wire. It's used so much, and then you get yourself an iPod. So that's a very long-winded crafting recipe, but once you've crafted it, you can start doing some awesome things with this iPod. So to actually start using it, you just have to right click and it opens up the display here. We've got a new GUI which looks exactly like an iPod. We've got a frame and then a screen, and then on the screen you can see some default applications which come installed, but there's only 5 of them, which you're probably thinking, oh that's not much, that's really boring. But the way you actually unlock and download new applications is by going into the App Store and then paying emeralds, that's kind of the currency here, to actually download new applications. But I'm just going to start off by going through the default applications and showing you what you can do with those. So let's just go into the settings menu first. So the first option in the settings menu is the change code option, and this basically enables you to set a passcode for your iPod. So if you're on a multiplayer server and you happen to die and then someone else picks up your iPod, they're not going to be able to access it and then use all your applications. So if you just enable this code, and I'm going to just use 1111 so I don't forget it, and then press change, I've now got a passcode, and that means whenever I open up my iPod, I'm prompted to enter my passcode like so, and then I can actually access all of my applications again. But let's just go back into the settings menu. So next up we have the texture option, and this enables you to change the colour of your iPod and also the background colour of the screen. So you can see here I can change it to a nice red colour, but I like the black, so I'm just going to keep it as black. But there's so many different options here. You can change it to whatever colour you like, and the same goes for the background. And you can even have some gradient colours to the background. So I'm going to have a gradient blue, which looks really cool, doesn't it? So yeah, right, next up, let's move on to the next application. Again, entering my passcode here. So next up we have the statistics, and you can see here it gives me my X, Y and Z coordinates, and also the time since I created this world. So it's been 102,000 whatever these are, maybe ticks or something, since I created my Minecraft world, and since my last death it's only been about 6,000, which means I've died quite recently. But yeah. And I don't know what this reset button or this retry button does. It looks like it's a retry button or something, you know, that arrow. But when I click it, it does nothing, so I'm not really sure what that does. But let's just move on to the next application, which of course is the music. And this is not surprising at all that this application's here on by default, because it's an iPod of course, so of course you're going to be using it to play some music. Sadly you can't add custom music, but it does include all of the default music discs in Minecraft, so you can pick whatever one of these you want. I'm just going to play Ward, and then press play, and it'll start playing that. Wow, that's really dismal. It's like I'm at a funeral. We don't want that. Let's stop that. Wow. Let's try that one. Yeah, that's much better. Wow, that's like some kind of dance music. I don't want that. Okay, turn that off. Right, so let's just move on to the next application. We've just got info here, which tells you about the mod creator and also about yourself and who owns the iPod. So you can see there it says code, which means there's a passcode required to enter this iPod. And for some reason it just says iPod equals iPod. Wow, I never knew that. And then the owner is me, of course. And also you can press quit to quit the iPod, or you can press escape. I forgot to mention that. But now let's just go into the App Store, shall we? Which is this store with the $ on it. And you can see here, we've got the weather app. So I'm just going to go through these applications one by one, showing you what each one does. And we've got the weather app here, which is in stock, and it has a rating of 4. So let's just buy this, and you can see there it requires 4 emeralds. So let's just buy this and see what this application does. So let's just load up this application now. And you can see here we've got a button to toggle the rain. So if we wanted to turn on snow, since I'm in a snowy biome, I can just press this and now it's suddenly snowing again. Look at that, that's amazing. And then I can press it again and then it'll turn off the snow. So that's how that works. If you for some reason want to enable rain, you could do that, but most likely all of you will probably be wanting to use this to turn off rain when it's at a really inconvenient time. But you can also set it to nighttime or daytime. So now it's nighttime and now it's daytime. Look at that lovely red sky. God, that's amazing. But back to daytime. And you can also increment the time of day by certain amounts. So I'm just going to set it to 6,000 and yep. And then I can just keep going, and then you just press this in the center to set it to that time. So I'm going to set it to 6,000, whee, and now it's suddenly got brighter, or I could set it back to 1,000. So it's just morning again. So that's how this whole system works, and that's the weather application. But let's just go back into the application store and try out some other applications. I'm going to leave the TNT one till later because that one's quite destructive. But next up we're going to go for the trash app. This one's only got a rating of 2, so it's probably quite terrible. So let's just buy that one and see what it does. So let's just open this up, and you can see how I can press this button here, which just drops my iPod. I don't know how that is useful remotely. I mean, you could just press Q or something, but let's just load up my iPod again and see what other options we've got in here. So we've got clear all items, so this clears all of the items in your inventory. I'm not going to press this because of course it's going to delete your iPod as well. So it's pretty much saying delete your iPod. But we've also got the option at the bottom here which enables you to clear a specific inventory slot. So I'm going to try and delete these, I don't know, sixth slot in my inventory, actually maybe 5th, and then you just press clear slot and you can see it's deleted some of my emeralds. Luckily we're not going to need those. So let's just buy a new application. So let's just move along to the mine app, yes. So let's just buy this auto mining machine. This should be quite fun. So let's just load this up and go into the mining application, and you can see here there's the top button here which says place light, which just enables you to place down a torch. Of course, you don't need any torches in your inventory for this to work, so it's pretty much just unlimited torches. But it is a bit fiddly to go into that application every time, and I'm just going to remove this passcode because it's so annoying. Okay, now I don't need it anymore. But yeah, so every time you want to place down a torch, you're going to have to load up this application and then press place a light. Probably not the most convenient thing in the world. But now let's just move forward a bit and then test out these mining functionalities. So I want to mine down a bit, so I'm going to go Y minus and then press mine like so, and it's dug a massive hole. And it'll dig a hole down until it meets some iron or any kind of valuable ore. And the same goes for the sideways mining functionality. So if I wanted to mine to the right of me, I could press X plus and then mine. Oh wait, that's in front of me. Well, I'm getting confused with my coordinates now. Yeah, so of course this is X. So you can see it's just going to dig this hole, and I'm just going to use this place light functionality now. Yeah, place a torch down. Wow, it goes on forever. Hopefully at the end though, if I can actually find the end, it seems to go on forever. It looks like it hasn't found anything. Oh, it has. Okay, let's just place down another light. You can see there we've got some coal, so it stops whenever it finds any kind of ore at all. So if you use this at diamond level, it's very good at finding diamonds or iron if there happens to be some iron in the way. It'd be cool if you could select what ore you want it to find. And what is that ore? That's probably some biomes of plenty ore. Yeah, it is tanzanite, that's what it is. But let's go back to the surface because I hate being in dark holes. Very claustrophobic. So what else have we got here? We've got the spawn application. So let's just buy this one. That one's actually quite expensive at 8 emeralds. So you can see here we've got an entity selector, so you can pick whatever mob you want to spawn, and then you can just press the spawn button. So I'm just going to spawn a cow right on top of me. Yeah, look at that. And you can also set the coordinates where you want that cow to spawn. So if I wanted the cow to spawn to the right of me, well actually it might be in the front of me, it's probably in front of me. So I'm just going to set it to 4, 5, and it should spawn somewhere in that lake over there. So let's just press spawn. Oh wait, it was to the... Oh, was it? Oh, it's right over there. Way over there. So yeah, you can see you can spawn in specific coordinates if you really want to. But let's just spawn down a... No, I don't want to really spawn any aggressive mobs. Yeah, I'm just going to spawn down a chicken. Hello there, chicken. Cluckety cluck cluck. Yes. How cute are you? No, I'm not really a big fan of chickens. I'm just going to punch you. Yes. Anyway, so that's what the spawn application does. It's quite simple to use, and then you can just spawn whatever mob you want, whenever you want. I wonder if you can actually spawn the Ender Dragon. That'd be a bit of a problem if you could. You could spawn a giant, look. Yeah, so if you really want to spawn a giant, yep, there we go, we've got a giant now. You can just see his feet there in the display in the corner there, which of course is the damage indicators mod. But now let's just go to the store again and finish up the rest of the applications. There is a menu application, but it seems to be removed, so I can't buy it, which is a bit of a shame. But now we'll go to the TP application, and this one's fairly easy to use. You've got coordinates here, which you can just set to whatever you want and then teleport to that location. So if I wanted to teleport up in the air a bit, so I could just press that and I'd fall back down to the ground. And that's pretty much how it works. So you can set whatever coordinates you want, like that, and you'll just teleport to that exact location. It's a shame you can't type in the exact number instead of having to use these arrows, because that would like streamline the process quite a lot, but sadly you have to use these arrows to select the exact value, and it's quite monotonous and it takes quite a lot of time. But let's just teleport here and way up in the sky. Now let's just go back into the store, and I think there's one more application after the TP app. Oh no, there's loads more applications. There's so many different applications in this mod. So let's just buy this next one, which is the magic application. It pretty much enables you to put whatever potion effects you want on yourself. So if I want to give myself haste, for example, I can give myself haste for, I don't know, 60 seconds, and I can do it a level 10 haste. Actually, let's just go crazy and put level 20. And I don't want particles, so we're just going to put that as false. And then you press apply, and this will apply it to yourself. So you can see here, I've got haste, and it's got no number because the level's so high. And let's just get myself a pickaxe, diamond pickaxe, and go into survival. And now you should see that I'm going to mine super fast. And it's so fast that my pick animation isn't even showing anymore. But I can mine super fast like so. Hopefully, well, it's not really that fast, is it really? Oh well. I think it's just that because the animation's a bit glitched, so it's not really working very well. But take my word for it, it has applied that level of haste to me, and I'm just going to go back into creative and fly out. I think it'd be a lot better to test this out with something like jump boost, so let's just apply jump boost to me. Let's try and find it. Yeah, there we go, jump boost, and we're just going to set the level to something insane. Let's try 30, yes, a level 30 jump boost for about 60 seconds, and then press apply. And you've also got this ever option, which sets it for permanence really, or such a ridiculously high amount of time. Well, hey, look how high I jumped. But anyway, as I was saying, you can set it to such a ridiculous amount of time, which is pretty much just permanent. So I can jump super high now with my jump boost 30. As you can see there, I've got the jump boost effect applied to me, and it's just so cool to just jump so high everywhere. Wow. And there's no limit to the level of potion you could put on, so you could put a ridiculous level of like a 9999 and jump way up into space if you really wanted to, and it's so convenient, and there's no limit to how many times you can use it. So yeah, that's the potions application. And you can also clear all of the potion effects from your body if you've got some really evil and horrible potion effects that some cave spider's given you, or a witch that you want to get rid of quite sharpishly. So you can just go into this application, press clear, and all of those potion effects will be removed from your character. But now let's just go back into the store, and there's two more applications to cover. I think we've got the games application and then the life application. Open it up, and the life application just enables you to heal yourself, so you can heal yourself or you can kill yourself, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to lose my iPod if I do that. And you can also add levels to yourself. So if I go into survival mode now, and then go into this life application and then set my level to 11, you can see there I've got 11 experience levels. So if you want to quickly level up so you can do some enchantments, then you can use this application to give yourself some enchantment levels really conveniently without having to kill any mobs. But now I'm going to put you out of your misery and show you the TNT application, and I'm probably going to end up putting myself out of my misery. With all of these explosions, I'm bound to die. I'll have to go back into creative, I think. But let's just buy this. You can see it's quite expensive at 16 emeralds, but now I've bought it, I can now start using it. So let's just open up this TNT application, and wow, there's a lot of options here. So we've got coordinates, so you can set the exact location of the explosion if you're trying to target someone else's house on a server or something. If you're really that evil and you want to blow up their house, maybe they've done something evil to you and you're just trying to get revenge. But anyway, whatever you want to use this for, it's none of my business. And then down here we've got the fire option, so if you want the explosion to come with fire as well, if the huge destruction wasn't enough for you, you can now have fire as well. So if it was in a forest, you'd set fire to all the trees around it and burn down a whole jungle. And then you've also got damage, so whether you want the TNT to damage you or not, I don't really care because I'm going to be in creative, but I'm just going to set that to true. And then we've got the power option, which I'm presuming some of you want me to crank this way up to some ridiculous amount of power, and I'll do that later. But for the moment, let's just start off with the power 1, explosion. And the fuse we want as short as possible, so we're just going to press explode now. And wow, look at that. It's a tiny explosion. We've got a few snowballs that have popped off the ground, because of course it just destroyed the snow. Right, back into the correct application. Let's just increase the power to 5, and then press explode, and again, reduce the fuse. And look at that, wow, I've just killed myself. I forgot to go back into creative. I need to go back there now and get my iPod. Otherwise I'm going to have to buy everything again, and that would suck. Come on, get back there. Okay, let's just go back into creative and try and find my location. Where did I die? Oh, over there, where the massive crater is. Hopefully it didn't blow up my iPod. That would suck. Okay, well, I think some of my items have survived over here. So I've got my iPod here. And by the way, your iPod does have a battery. And once you've used up your iPod's battery, I've just fallen down a hole. Brilliant. But as I was saying, as you use up your iPod's battery, you're going to see the durability goes down. And then to actually mend it and replenish the battery, you're going to have to craft something called a battery. And this is crafted using 4 iron ingots, 2 redstone and some coal. And then you craft the iPod with no durability together with this battery to then replenish it back to its former glory. But yeah, so let's just go back to that TNT application now and see what other explosions we can create. So you can see over there, this is a 5 radius explosion. It's not really that big, it doesn't do that much destruction, still a bit bigger than a creeper, but still quite destructive. But what we're going to do now is going to put it way up to the maximum amount. So let's do, I don't know, I think the maximum amount's 250. So let's just set it to 250, set the fuse to 20. I want to give myself some time to actually get up into the air so I can see it better. But let's just press explode now, and let's fly up and see how big this explosion is. Okay, it's lagging quite a bit now. Let's see how big this thing is when it updates. Whoa, that's huge. Look at the size of that explosion. You could really do some devastating damage to someone's building on a multiplayer server if you wanted to use this application on someone else's building. Although I don't really want to suggest that, because that's really evil and you'd probably ruin someone's day. Imagine them coming back to their house and seeing this massive crater. Actually, that's made quite a cool pattern. Look at that. We've got steps heading up to a central monument kind of thing, and it just looks awesome. Look at the size of this crater. Wow, that's humongous. I just love that TNT application. I suppose I haven't shown you the fire option with it yet, so I better do that now. So let's just go back into this TNT application and turn fire on, but we don't want as big an explosion. So let's just go to power 20 and press explode, again with a 20 fuse, and whoa, look at all that fire. That's actually quite big. I wasn't expecting it to be that big. It's almost the same size as this one. Maybe that one's just a bit deeper, but this one is still quite big. And there's fire everywhere. It's setting fire to all the trees in the surrounding area. So yeah, and now we've got creepy cave music because I've just created my own cave. So yeah, that's what the TNT application does. I think we've got one more application to show you, and that is the game application. So here we are, we've got the games application. It's got a lovely Pac-Man as the symbol here, and then I'm just going to buy it for 8 emeralds, and I've had to clear my iPod because it was getting a bit cluttered and I'd run out of emeralds anyway. So here we go, I've just bought the games application. Let's just load it up, and it says here, when you win a game you'll get a small prize. Wait, you'll get a small price. No, that's probably not what they wanted to write. Probably you'll get a small prize. But anyway, select a game and play. So we've got down the bottom here, we've got tic-tac-toe, we've got code, and we've got gamble. Don't do gambling, it's a terrible idea. But I think I'm going to start off with tic-tac-toe. And you can see on the left here it says there's some new rules to this version, and this really confused me because I was trying to play it as I usually play it, and it doesn't really do what I expect it to do. So I'm just going to press O here, and O there, and hopefully if I press O there, oh, I won. Okay, that's good. I like that. And then you press it again to reset it. Let's just do this again. Let's see. Oh wait, I just pressed again and it turned me into an X. So I've changed from noughts to crosses. So I don't know why. But now I'm back to noughts again. I don't understand this, but I won again, so I'm not complaining. And every time you win, you get a prize. So you can see here, I've got some gold nuggets, which I can spend on some other aspects of this game application. And by the way, you do need gold nuggets to actually pay for this application. So if you lose, then you're not going to be able to play it again. So yeah, let's just try one more game of this. Nope, I've just changed to noughts again. Maybe there, and now I'm back to noughts, and I've won again. That's brilliant. But yeah, let's move on to the next game now. So next up we have the code game, and this one, it just flashes certain digits up to you, and you have to try and work out what it is. So I think this one's 7177, so let's just enter that, and I think I got it correct. And this one's 5678, so 5678. and 5261, I believe. So, yep, you can see how this works, and it gets faster and more difficult the more you play it. I think this is 3499, so let's just enter that one. And now we've got 7899, and it does change up a bit later on. You can see it's getting faster and faster. So this is 3218, I believe, and then we've got 5687. Okay. How much am I winning? Wow, I've got 7 diamonds. This is a really good way of getting diamonds if I'm able to do this easily. And then we've got 5023. Wow, this is a really easy game. 9973. And I'm getting so many diamonds for this. 9661. And yep, I wonder what happens if I lose. I'm going to purposely lose now and see what happens. Yeah, it just clears and I've finished. So, yeah, that's how that works. And you can see there from that, I've got 11 diamonds. That is the best game of all of them. It's super easy to do, and it's not very difficult and challenging, and you get loads of diamonds as a result of it. But now let's go over to the gambling game. And don't gamble, it's a terrible idea. I'm about to do it. Now the way this works is, the central number is a chosen picked number by the game, and it's completely random, and if there's more than 3 of those numbers that are in the centre, in the whole grid, then you win something, and if there's less than 3, then you lose something. So if I press roll now, you can see I've got 3 in the centre, and there's no more 3s, so I've lost. And the entry cost is a number of gold. I think it's 1 gold per entry, and every time you roll it, it takes a gold nugget. But let's just roll that again, and we've only got 2 9s in this grid, so I've lost again, and I've got 1 8. Oh, this is going terribly. And now you can see I've won because I've got 4 zeros, and therefore I've got a gold ingot, which is much better than the gold nugget that I put in to play this game. But next up we've got a 6, and there's 3 6s, so I might have won something again. I don't know what I won, because I can't see it in my inventory, but I probably won something. And if I roll again, there's only 1 3, well there's 2 3s, and then we've got an 8, and there's only 2 8s. You can see it's quite a difficult, challenging game. Well, it's not really that challenging, because you just have to press roll, but it's quite challenging to win, because it's very rare that you win. And we've got 2 4s there. I wonder if there's a possibility that you get every single one on the board. Maybe then you get like 30,000 diamond blocks or something. That'd be ridiculous. But you can see here, I've got 2 6s, and I haven't managed to win again since that first victory. So we've got 2 7s there, 0. I'm just going to keep pressing roll and see if I get anything. No, I'm not getting anything at all. This is appalling. Oh, I've got a 9 ingot. You can see all of these gold nuggets that I'm spending. I'm barely getting anything in return. It's just not worth it. Oh, I got an emerald there, I think. I saw my emerald total go up by 1. So maybe it is worth it if you want to like replace your gold nuggets by something other than gold, because gold's quite useless in Minecraft once you've collected a lot of it. You're not ever really going to want to craft a golden apple or a notch apple or something like that. It's not really worth it anyway, because you can just die and get all your hearts back anyway. But yeah, so if you want to replace your gold with some more useful stuff, I suppose that application would be good to you. Although there's some much better games that give you much better rewards. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this Ipod mod. It just adds an iPod into the game with an app store where you can download custom applications which you can mess around with, and they aid your survival experience, and you can also use it to gamble away all your hard-earned ores. So yeah, thank you for watching everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to smash that like button, and I'll be seeing you next mod showcase.